Hey guys, Ryan here. Thanks for joining me for another video today. In this one, I want to show you how you can recreate this design right here. Now, as you can see, it's a fun alien conspiracy theory design, right up my alley. I love a good alien conspiracy theory, but I'm probably going to blow you away with how easy this was for me to create. It probably took me 1 minute, if that. So I'm going to show you step by step exactly how I did it. By the way, if you want to buy this, go ahead, check it out. It's on Amazon for sale. I don't actually expect anybody to buy it. It's for sale for $13.07, which is min price, because whenever I upload something to Amazon merch, I always want to get that first sale so that it's locked into the catalog forever. So I list things at min price, then I up the price later. So that's a quick little tip there. But I know you guys are here to see me design this. So I'm going to show you two ways to do it actually. I'm going to show you the quick and easy way, and then I'm going to show you the step-by-step Photoshop tutorial way of doing it. So let me go jump on my computer and we'll get started. Thanks again for joining me, guys. Real quick, let me introduce myself. I'm Ryan Hogue. I've sold over $1.7 million on Amazon, including $250,000 through Amazon merch. If you want to follow, links in the description. I've got a free 8-day print-on-demand mini course. I have a print-on-demand Facebook community, very lively, lots of discussion taking place every day. I publish passive income reports on the first or second day of each month if you'd like to follow along with my progress as a print-on-demand seller or FBA, KDP, YouTube revenue. I show everything. And last but not least, I do have a full print-on-demand course, almost 70 lectures, constantly adding to it, seeing great results. If you want to check that out, link in the description. It'll get you started on like Amazon, Etsy, eBay, and some more tier 3 marketplaces. All right, so this is the design that I'm going to show you. I pulled the quick screenshot off of the Amazon merch listing. You can go find it on Amazon right now if you want to go purchase it at min price, like I mentioned earlier, so I'm not making any money. All right, so this is really two things. It's a graphic and it's text. I mean, that's pretty straightforward, pretty simple, and I want to demystify, like, the end result is what we're seeing here. There's a couple ways to get to the end result. I mean, seriously, you can go hire a designer, you can go pay for graphics, or you can make the graphic yourself. So there's at least 3 ways of doing it, right? Now, the first way I want to recommend is how I made that design right there. So this exact design, I'm going to show you exactly how I did it. I went to All Sunsets, which is a startup print-on-demand graphics company. All they do is design these vintage, retro, extremely popular sunsets that you see all over the place, dominating their niches. I mean, this one was a no-brainer. What do they say? About 25% of the top 100 shirts selling on Amazon have some sort of retro vintage sunset in the design. So if you aren't using them, you should be. I wholeheartedly agree. I mean, the data speaks for itself. Go to Amazon merch, go to my search merch tool, just click search, don't type in any keywords, and count how many times you see this vintage retro sunset design. So it only costs $19.99 for 1 year access to use All Sunsets. Here's the thing, before you go sign up, I'm also going to show you how to create this yourself. So if you want to save time, I want you to know that this is out there. That is how I created the design in the thumbnail. And I'm going to walk you through the other steps I took in 1 second. But I just want to be upfront. You don't have to go join another service if you don't want to. I'm also going to show you exactly how to build these yourselves. But there's no harm done in saving time when time is money. All right. So they have a wide selection of these sunset, variable designs. They're constantly expanding it. And if you want to use my link in the description, you'd support the channel a little bit. All right, so I went and I grabbed the green UFO alien head sunset. This was just one of many in their library. So I have the annual subscription for 20 bucks, downloaded it, went to Photoshop, loaded it up in Photoshop. I went to image, adjustments, hue saturation. The reason I'm showing you this, I just want to be fully transparent. As you can see here, it's a green design. I wanted to make it about Project Bluebeam, which is a conspiracy theory. If you guys want to go look that one up, it's pretty good. And in 2020, and I don't think anything's off the table, so who knows what's coming by the end of the year. But hopefully not Project Bluebeam. But anyways, I went there. I went to image, adjustments, hue saturation, and then I dragged the hue slider a little bit towards the blue. So I transformed the green aspects of the color in the color scheme to be blue. I thought it fit the Project Bluebeam theme a little bit better, and that's it. Then I just pulled it into Photoshop, added some text, done. I mean, it could not be simpler. That's why I said it only took me about a minute to make this design. So, and then probably another like 2 minutes to upload it to Amazon merch. So I'm happy with the quality of this. If you guys thought that you had to spend a lot of time and effort to, I mean, for what it's worth, I didn't do any niche research here. Like I said, I was just having some fun with this one. But if you add niche research into the mix, it's going to start taking a little bit longer. But the whole thing is like streamline your processes, get comfortable. The more you do things, the faster and easier they should become. So, all right, now I want to begin a Photoshop tutorial. This is my graphic design software of choice. I've been using it for like 15 plus years. So I'm used to Photoshop, and I'm going to show you how to make these vintage retro sunsets in Photoshop. All right, first thing, I always start with a baseline Photoshop PSD file that's already set to the Amazon Merch standard dimensions, which is 4,500 pixels wide, 5,400 pixels tall. So, and I also have a black and white background layer here that you see above me. That way, if I'm designing and optimizing for various light backgrounds, dark backgrounds, etc., I just toggle the layers. All right, next, I'm making a circle. This is going to be the sunset. So I go and I use the select. And by the way, just going to give an upfront disclaimer. There's a reason why I talk about how to make passive income. Like, I am not an expert at Adobe Photoshop. However, I'm probably better than like the average person because I have been using it for 15 years. At least one of you guys is going to show up in the comments and tell me there's a better way of doing this. And I see your comments and I do appreciate the feedback. So if there's a better way, let me know. Don't hold back. But this is how I created it. So I used the selection tool and I changed it to it might be called ellipsis. Really, I just wanted to make it a circle. So I think it's an ellipsis by default. But when you make this circle that you see here, if you hold shift, it should keep it at equal dimensions. So I did that. I created a circle. Then I made a new layer. All right, that's an important part of the steps. So over here behind me, I can't really show you, but behind me, there's like the new layer button. I click that. And then I always do the hotkey for this one, Shift F5, which should launch the fill option. I think it's under edit and then fill if you don't want the shortcut, but I always like keyboard shortcuts, speed things up. So Shift F5 or go to edit fill. And I just fill it in with the foreground color, which I have set to white. So then I have my circle, boom. Or you can always just go grab a PNG of a circle off of Google Images, whatever floats your boat. Anyways, now we've got our circle layer. Next thing, I'm going to add guides to my design so that I can cut out equal lines for the sunset. So I go to View, then I go to New Guide Layout. From here, I set to Custom. I change columns, which is the default, to rows, and then I decided to do 6 rows. Now, depending on how many colors you want, you can add more rows, you can add less rows, whatever you see fit. And I changed the gutter to 50 pixels. And again, you can play around with this. As you change those values, you'll see it previewing in the background as you go. So very easy to do. With those gutters, then all I did is I used the selection tool and I highlighted each of those gutters. And then all I did was I deleted them. Boom. So now we've got our circle chopped up into various different sections. After that, you know what I did? I was smart. I did a save as and I called it sunsets.psd because with this, you can save it as a template, and then anytime you want to make a new sunset, you can come in here and just change the colors and change the theme, whatever you want to do. So I thought this was a good time to just save a PSD file before we move on any further. Also, actually, I should just show you what design I'm going to show you to make, because I'm not going to show you how to recreate the alien since we already did that. So real quick, while I'm thinking about it, I'm going to show you guys how to make this one right here, this tropical palm tree, like red, white, blue, green, design, since we already did the aliens, and the aliens a little bit more advanced anyways, so this one's pretty easy to do, pretty straightforward, even though if I was making either one, I would follow the same approach that I'm showing you. All right, so now we've saved a Photoshop file. All I did is I deleted the bottom layer, the bottom cutout of the sun, because a lot of these vintage sunset designs, they have the flat bottom and then they put the text there because it looks pretty good. After that, all I did is I grabbed the colors from the design we're recreating, and I just did a color overlay basically, or you can use the paint bucket tool too. You can separate them into separate layers, do color overlays, or what I actually did here is I grabbed the paint bucket tool from the left sidebar, selected the color, and then just clicked in the layer that I wanted to change colors. So it's already looking pretty good right there. Next up, I went to my friends at Vexels. This is a very popular print-on-demand site as well for graphics. Again, you don't have to be a great graphic designer, or even if you are, again, you can hit the fast forward button on the whole process by just going and grabbing pre-made graphics. So I grabbed some palm trees from Vexels, nothing too crazy here. They're just silhouettes. Pulled them into my design. Now, just so you know, what we've got here is we've got a black layer of palm tree silhouettes on top of a multicolored sunset layer, and then we've got the background layer. So we need to fix that what I ended up doing is I went to, in Photoshop, select, and then color range. Actually, you know what I think I did before that? Is I think I went right here above me, and I merged the silhouette of the palm trees with the sunset multicolor. So you can just hold shift, click both of those layers, and then merge layers. When you do that, now they're one layer. So now you can do this. Go to Photoshop, select, color range. This is one of these like little tips and tricks that comes in super handy if you've never seen it before. And you've seen it on my videos before actually, but then all you have to do is click the color that you want to select, and it'll select every instance of it on the layer that you have selected. So in this case, I selected the black color, which is the color of the palm trees. Next up, all you have to do is you can cut it out, you can delete it. So on your keyboard, you can hit Control X, you can hit the delete key, whatever floats your boat. But yeah, guys, that was really the last step. Then all you have to do is pick a background color, add your text, and you're good to go. So, I mean, hopefully that was as simple as I was hoping it would come across as being. If not, if I did a bad job explaining, I guess just give me some feedback in the comments. I definitely appreciate it. And if you'd like to see me do more of these also, let me know. I mean, I don't mind doing like one design video a week if they're going to be well received. But yeah, I mean, these, just so you know, like these sunset designs, man, they really do sell well. Like when you're doing your niche research, I'm assuming that you're seeing as many of them as I do. You can really attack any niche. Like you can do Father's Day designs. You can do, you know, lots of like dog designs. People just put dog silhouettes in there. Like keep in mind, like if we freeze the, before we did the palm tree cutout, all we have to do is go to a website like Vexels, grab graphics, pop them in here, cut them out using the method I just showed you. And then, I mean, there's other methods to cut it out too. Like you can magic wand the silhouette and then just swap layers and cut it out of the back layer too. Like whatever method you prefer, but you can create a ton of different designs that will look great against all different background color t-shirts. Like some of you might be wondering like, well, if the background's black and the silhouette's black, why cut it out? But when you cut it out, that means that we can now sell this design on purple shirts, brown shirts, green shirts, red shirts, etc. So that's why we cut it out. Lots of color variations, just increases the broad appeal to customers. But anyways, guys, that's all you had to do. So thank you so much for watching this video. If it helped, all I ask is let the YouTube algorithm know. Hit that like button. If you guys want to drop a comment and just say thank you too, that also I think helps increase engagement. Let YouTube know that this is a nice video to show people. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you're subscribed. If not, hit that button, and I will see you guys tomorrow.
Passive Income School is open. Enroll now at RyanSmethod.com. Thank you.